Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now, in today's video, honestly, I am not one to really play it Ungeared an awful lot, and especially when it comes to these other game modes like the same name one and 4v4. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do of course still do Ungeared every day to get my free gem and whatnot. And I figured out whilst I was doing it, I might as well try and use some team to at least give me a chance of winning so I'm not stuck in Champion 5. I mean, here I am still in Champion 5, but I went ahead and I found out this team, and basically just using just the sheer OP ability of Meliodas and King alongside the just absolute absurdity that it is combining the OG Arthur Holy Relic, which applies an effect which decreases all enemies' defense related stats by 20% for one turn at the start of ally's turn, along with Sigurd's passive, which for every debuff on the enemy you get an attack buff up to 3 times, and those attack buffs are for 10%. Pretty much turn 1 just allowing you to absolutely one-tap teams, get the King Shield as well, which is huge value. Honestly, this team in 4v4 is so absurd. Once again, I'm not one to play 4v4 an awful lot, so there could be stuff better than this. Who knows, maybe the full stance team, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, this team we're using today, hopefully we can just come out of this video flawless, and let's jump right into it. And just in case you guys are wondering what the costumes look like on the characters, we do of course have here the Meliodas completely maxed out. Same situation for the King. When it comes to Arthur and the Sigurd, they are a little less, a little less well off, but they're still, I believe they both have, Arthur at least has all of his cosmetic slots filled up. Yeah, nothing too, are we missing a headpiece? We are too, look at that. And when we jump over to the Sigurd, I believe he has all of this, and some of the UR ones are upgraded as well. So once again, not too decked out on them, but 190,000 CC is still pretty good for Ungeared. Here we go, and first opponent, and I mean, I feel like we are going to see a lot of Trader Meliodas King teams. I mean, what else are you going to run? It is just such a good combo, and I know we do have the full protectiveness of the King Shield, which is still absolutely broken. Look at that. Debuff on everyone straight off the bat. 3 buffs. There's not much you can do. We'll chuck out the single target card from Sigurd to get the extra buff for melee, and then we'll chuck out that AoE there with King to finish it. But I mean, I feel like most of the time we should, even with units like Meliodas that we can't get type advantage against, should be able to wipe them right off the bat and get the shield up. So honestly, yeah, there's nothing you can really do there. But of course, let me know if you guys do have any 4v4 teams you would like to let me, And of course, do let me know if you guys have any, 4v4 teams you'd like to see me run, because once again, don't do an awful lot of this game mode, and we definitely want to get rid of that Meliodas first. So, ooh, actually we could maybe proc the Revival King just a little bit easier. I think I might actually, why not? We'll go for King 1, 2, and 3. I mean, there's really no other reason to go for something other than this play. If we do end up getting like a bunch of melee cards the next turn as well, you do of course have the Arthur buff, which you can use to pretty much give him a couple more amplified buffs. If you are like reading something like Dodge Shoot as well, you do of course have a bunch of other cards like the Arthur single target, which you can use to kind of proc that. So honestly, this is just such a fun team. I really wish they'd sometimes put 4v4 in geared PvP just to use stuff like this at more of just like a OP level. Let's see what he's going to go for here. Double King cards right off the bat. Okay, it's not like you can get like any lucky merges for 3 stars or anything as well, which definitely does help us out a lot. That second King card though is going to do quite a bit of damage. Hey, I mean, honestly, not too bad. We might go ahead and... Can I kill anyone here? Just due to the fact we're not getting the like amplify effect for putting the Arthur buff on Meliodas, I think I might just go for this here, and then we'll go for the... Why not? Let's just go for double King card. Get ourselves as protected as possible. Once again, his Meliodas is still alive, so he could easily just break the shield, that's for sure. Look at that. Level 1 card just completely destroys his. We should be able to kill both Elizabeth and King here in that one turn, yeah. I mean, as long as we're out CCing people, I don't really see much chance of us losing. I mean, what can you do? It's like, we don't even have the Sigurd on like a HP defense set either. Like, we could have even more CC, and like, you guys saw the cosmetics as well. Arthur and Sigurd are still missing a whole bunch of investment when it comes to those cosmetics, but let's see, let's go. We'll buff up the Meliodas, we'll throw out an AoE, and we'll get this one over with, but I should have chucked out the, what's what I'm looking for, the debuff card from Sigurd to get a little bit more damage, but might have accidentally have killed the Gotha there. And yeah, I mean, once again, the theme of the Trader Meliodas King is going to be here. Also, red, but I feel like the full mono red, especially since you could like double up on those units, I know you would miss out on maybe running Kyo, although if you have the Holy Relic for Kyo, surely it's not that bad to run them in the front. Let's go 1, 2, and 3, because like getting the taunt right off the bat means you can save the Nameless Dance card, which is absolutely huge. But then like, even if you want, running something like Excalibur, Arthur, Barn, and maybe like maybe Terry and like the Red Eastern as well, so you have like the ability to cleanse your debuffs and you have a little bit more ult control, though yes, of course, Terry does have all the ult control you need in that single target card. I just feel like, you know, you could chuck in Keo, you could chuck in Twiggo, keep him there, having the Holy Relic as well, really good, but I don't know, definitely some real cool stuff you could do there. And I mean, if you have the Holy Relic with Barn, although yes, you know, it works the exact same way in 4v4 as it does regularly, I don't know, the Barn Holy Relic is honestly one of the better Holy Relics in the game. Not a must-have though. I would say pretty much the only must-have on Global at the moment would be the Awakened Lilia, just because if you are looking to use the Christmas Awakened Lilia, she 100% needs it in order to just like, the difference between her having it and not having it is like, they are completely different characters. You cannot compare them together. I mean, breaking the King's Shield in the first hit and another forfeit. But I'm literally left just speechless by this team. Like, we are literally God. And however, this team here could pose a little bit of a threat. I do just hate going up against Goddess Liz. That revive kind of beats the whole purpose of this team. But I feel like we should be able to get some pretty good work done just due to the fact she has extremely low substats. I reckon if we get the crits with Meliodas, we might be able to proc revive before we actually throw out the AoE, which will be a little bit unfortunate because, ooh, Sigurd doing no damage. Oh, look, you see, if we had got the second one there, would have been able to proc the revive, but them having the debuff there allows us to get a little bit more damage with that king, which helps out. But if we do end up getting another single target card, I might go ahead and rank up with the, or should I say buff with Arthur so we can see as much damage as possible, but turns out that's not going to be the case. I mean, we really haven't seen pretty much any of the Extort card or either of the Arthur cards. Like, Arthur is entirely here for the Holy Relic and the ability to buff Sigurd, and Sigurd's only here for the buff and just to be used as like another single target card to help melee proc the first half of his passive. Let's see, the Liz shield goes up. Let's see, I might just go one. Hopefully we can break the shield with that card there, because I highly doubt we'll break it with just the king card. It would be nice, but like, oh my god, that card is so strong. Are you really not? We only just managed to break the shield there. Gosh, Goddess Liz is just unbearable, and the fact that she's gotten her Holy Relic already on the JP version, it is just... And the worst part about actually the Holy Relic is might not like come up as a thing to most people, but the Holy Relic is increased shield effectiveness by 15%, but not only is that just a terrible Holy Relic, and it's good that she didn't get a good one, that's for sure, like an extra revive. I was like, if she had got an extra revive, Grand Cross would just be done for, but her Holy Relic giving extra 15% like effectiveness to shields means that pretty much every Goddess Liz from now on is going to have a shield. Like, that's just annoying to say the least. Let's go. I really can't think of anything to do here. Let's just spam cards, and if we can somehow manage to break that shield and kill Elizabeth, we're getting there at least. Us proccing that revive as well just makes the suffering a little shorter. Please break the shield. Yes, with the extort there, we can actually easy one tap Liz, even with type disadvantage. Look at that nice 100,000 crit from Sigurd there. And at this point, like, he hasn't gotten any like level 3 Breath of Bless or anything, but now that we can actually start doing damage to his team, we can start getting somewhere. I feel like this is pretty much like the God offensive team when it comes to 4v4, but I wonder what you'd be able to do as like a God defensive team, like something with Tarmiel, obviously. Yeah, honestly, I'm not someone who uses the defensive units an awful lot. I'm not like a too big a fan of the taunt units. However, this new Sariel, the change they made to his counter card, making the 2-star last for 2 turns, honestly game changing for me. But let's see, we do not want to have to deal with you. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. I'm really hoping this kills. Unfortunately, just didn't have any melee cards whatsoever. I mean, we didn't really have to throw out the extort card there either, because we already had the debuff on everyone. And my oh my, they're still tanking really, really well. Oh gosh, Sigurd just not doing enough to get the kill. That's alright, I mean, it is pretty much guaranteed that the Margaret like one-taps anyone here. Unless the King Shield, I've seen the King Shield do some crazy things, but he has plenty of cards he can use before the shield. I've seen it where like the King Shield has just completely survived like 6/6 Purgatory Barn ultimates. Like, it's absurd what it's capable of doing, and this guy's having a hard time figuring out what he wants to do with this turn here. Come on, man, it's not that hard. It's just a gacha game. Here we go. Removes the ult on Sigurd and then goes for melee. Goes for Sigurd. I mean, don't get me wrong, that removes the buffs, but we still have all the debuffs. Okay, bit of a strange play. Let's see here. We could just go ahead and rush King Ultimate. Actually, yeah, why not? We'll rush King Ultimate and then we'll just throw out another melee card just because we had the cards left over. With how strong that, you know, shield will be now due to the fact that we've gotten the attack buff from the passive and we've used the Power Strike card, hopefully we can actually throw off the King Ultimate. It's not often that you actually get to see his ultimate just due to how powerful of a character he is, and same with the Meliodas. Like, just the fact that we got stalled out so hard there towards the beginning was real unfortunate, but hey, who knows? If he removes the ult here, this match's been dragged on for long enough. We'll skip on to the next one. Cleanses the debuff, guessing he's going to single target with the Sariel. And then there's the ult removal, yeah. That's alright. You already know I'm going to win this one. Let's get on to the next match. And once again, I mean, King Melee is just... I honestly expected to see a lot more full stance. Like, I've pretty much been autoing these matches or like playing it very passive. Like, I'll do this first turn and then I kind of just like put the game down and let auto do the rest of it. But I don't know, especially like when the same name rule came out and whatnot, like you were seeing a lot more of like the full melee, the full Gothor, all that kind of setup, which I don't know, I definitely liked the full name stuff, but I don't know, I'm not like awfully keen for it to come back and whatnot. The full Gothor team I definitely like to try again, because I didn't even come to think of the fact that you can double rank up the Jack of Light Gothor and go for a 3-star Jack of Light card like right off the bat. I don't know why that didn't come to me. I have a starting hand was terrible with that team. I don't even remember what I was doing, but that's right, if it ever comes back around, I mean, who knows, maybe by that time we'll have another, like a blue rank up Gothor or something along those lines. Maybe we might have wheelchair Gothor, who knows. After this, like, you know, whatever the next festival will be, which we were all thinking it's a light type Mael or Elizabeth, and we got the forfeit. Here we go, and onto our final opponent, and there we go, finally something different to what we were seeing on all these previous matches. But after we get this next festival, which we all know is going to be a light type festival, there's honestly so many different units I'd like to see get an implementation just in the game and as a festival character in general. I talked about a little bit in my last video, but a festival Glock Senior, where like they're in like the Droll tournament and Glocks is all wrapped up in the tentacle, you all know what I'm talking about. I just reckon they could make an absolutely sick festival out of that, or even something like a wheelchair Gothor, or I don't know, there's just so many cool characters. Obviously, eventually we're going to get, oh, well, we're cutting this video just a little bit short. There we go, and that just about does it for today's showcase. But I mean, when you're using this team, I mean, you saw it a lot throughout the video. It's expected to get quite a few forfeits, but like I was saying, I'm just super keen to see the kind of festivals we'd get. Obviously, we're going to get festivals for characters like the full Demon King Meliodas, and even like the fusion between Kusaka and Chandler. I feel like it's guaranteed that we'll get a festival for that. But I mean, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys do have these characters built up, would 100% recommend giving it a shot. But I mean, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.